Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to what I would call a very special edition of the AM2 Championship. In the booth tonight, myself, this is BK, making a special guest appearance, a special one-off, and making his debut to the booth, the one, the only, what I would call a longtime friend, my teammate, an ex-roommate. This is Sean Boy. Welcome to the booth.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here. It's first time commentating, but I'm excited to be at this historic track here at Monza. So it's gonna be a good time.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, this is the Monza race. What would have been last week. This is round 7 of the AM2 Championship Contest of Speed. We raced last night here in this legendary track, but Sean Boy managed a very nice podium. My race was merely 6 laps long, so well, that's all I'll say about that. But what sort of insights do you have about this track, Sean Boy? You know, it's a high speed track. What can we expect going into this race?
I mean, always expect mayhem going into turn one off the start of the race. It was an interesting start for us last night, so it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Definitely be careful going in there. But throughout that, it's a tough track to keep stable. You gotta make sure you keep the tires gripped to the ground, but that's the biggest part to this track for sure.
Yeah, it's really looking at it not a difficult track, but when you have to chop the wings off to pretty much nothing, that's where the difficulty comes in for me.
Oh, absolutely. That straight on the start there is way too long to have any wing on the car. Really, I think I was running like 4.6 or something last night, so I'm sure we'll see a lot of very quick cars going down that straight tonight.
Speaking of quick cars going down the straight tonight, we have Hood Kool-Aid Man who pulled off the podium in AM2, AM3 last night. AM2 is tonight. What am I talking about? But he is here reserving tonight uh, in an Alpine colored car. So I'd assume he is reserving for the Alpine cars tonight. We are still running player cars this week. We had the privilege, if you want to call it that, to run those cars last night. Um, it's not my favorite experience, but here we are again, player cars again for tonight. So definitely going to be interesting trying to pick out who's who in the zoo as we try to commentate this race. But Kool-Aid Man 52.9 going through sector 2 now. It's the first one that's going to be setting a lap time, I believe. And yeah, we both know that this young lad has some speed, has some pace. He's a new addition to AM3 this season. He came in actually a couple races late, and he has been showing out every race. And he goes on the pole, obviously, with a 19.7. That's just a solid lap to start it out with. It's going to be impossible to tell who's coming across the line. I think it's Texas now. Texas is going to be setting a lap. He goes 20.5 for his first lap out, and he's got a. Let's look at his livery here. He's a Red Bull driver. He's rocking somewhat similar to what we had yesterday. Actually, pretty much identical to what you had. It looks like grim.
I mean, man knows how to make a cool ivory. That's
And
all I can say about that.
then Cheesehead jumps into the top position with a 119.6. Busy track right now, and lots of laps coming in. Cars band 121.2. That's a uncharacteristic lap you'd expect from the Ferrari. Maybe just getting a banker in. Nice bright red and yellow car. Tito seems to be rounding the final corner here. I believe he's an Aston Martin driver rocking a purple car, so that'll be interesting. He puts it up into 20.6. Not bad. So far, only two cars dipping into the 19.7s. That is Hood Kool-Aid Man and Cheesehead. So, something to keep an eye out for.
MVD coming across the line.
Chewy sets a 21.6. That's the slowest so far. Got a black car coming next. Who's black? Not Harris. It might be Grim. Yeah, and I believe he might be going into the pits. That is correct. Let's see who might be winding up a lap here. Looks like Obama might be done.
See Death Storm. Oh, Death Storm is off the track. He's back on, managed to stay out of the wall, pulled off.
It's good to see. He's also rocking a Red Bull type of livery here. Looks like Orlando is actually on a flyer right now, so I'm going to stay on board with him. See what the McLaren driver can do in the Verstappen.com car. Ooh, right up to third place, 20.0. And it's quite tight between P3 to P5. I mean, even P8, 5-10 separating those guys.
Yeah, it's looking like it could be a close battle, and there's quite a few nice banker laps being put in as well. She's at that 19.6. It's a solid lap jumping in right away.
Deathstorm now, believe he is setting out to right his mistake that he made on the last lap in the Lesmos. Through the first corner, let's jump on board with the Red Bull. Straightening the wheel, getting the power down, very difficult there in such a slow section of the track, again with no downforce to help you. He's up half a second on his lap time, so that's a good sign. A little dip into the grass, but if you're not using the full track, you're not trying. Through the Lesmos, pretty tidy through there. Shane, try to keep it PG in the chat. And he's up 9 seconds, so obviously this is he's improving on the lap that he made the mistake on last time. Through the one of the more difficult parts of the track, Ascari keeps it nice and clean, and the corner that may or may not be nightmare fuel for me right now, Parabolica, manages to keep the car going the right way. Love to see it, taking it to the line. That's a 21.1, good enough P14 at the moment. Lots of other cars going out on the out laps. Obama Chicken ripping around. Hood Kool-Aid Man just starting a lap now. So let's see what he can do. If he can improve on his 19.7 and take the fight to Cheesehead, who's still sitting in the pits waiting to get on his next run. I did not catch his sector time there. I was honestly taking a sip of beer, so don't know if he's up or down. But sounded pretty tidy. Looked pretty tidy. Down now, back straight, the DRS straight. Engine gets, oh, he's backed off. He's completely backed off. Alright. Orlando's starting the lap. I think Obama was one that I was saying was about to wind up a lap. So let's see what he can do here. Plenty of the lap times now starting to get a lot closer.
Yeah, Obama is currently through that sector. He's a tenth and a half up on his time, so he's definitely improving through there.
And a tenth and a half is good enough for one position, and if you can find a bit more, it's good enough for probably 2 more. Great 8.
Yeah, he may be able to bring himself to the second row with this.
We have a dead Alpine at
Maybe
the end of a
not.
Scari in the name of Grade 8. He's 6/10 up is Obama Chicken, about to drive by the grave of Grade 8, who was on pole yesterday and actually won the race in AM3, so he's going to be starting at the back. Someone who does have quite a bit of pace. Unfortunate, but what can Obama Chicken do? Coming to the line, I love saying that name. And he
Oh,
sets the
big lap.
new fastest lap with a 19.609. I'm glad we stayed on board for that because he was flying.
He's gonna be happy with that lap.
Definitely, definitely. I think Orlando now up a 10th on his lap in the Red Bull. But I think he's a McLaren driver. He improves by 2/10, but stays in that same position, so quite tight up at the front. I think Texas now coming in line, but he might be out of ERS and out of gas. Currently sitting P7 in the lead Red Bull. Jumping in the pits. He's got time to strap on some new boots, get some new tires on. Abe has obviously been untimed out. Welcome back. Oh man, is Chewy on a lap? He may be here. Oh, Perfodes is in the chat. What is up, Shumboy? You have in your debut commentary, you have the big boss in the chat. What an honor.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
And
I mean,
Chewy 21
who
oh.
would want to miss this race? It's going to be a crazy race in the Monza.
Yeah, it always is. It always is. Cheesehead now is on an outlap. Kool-Aid Man on another outlap because he bailed on his lap earlier. So we'll keep tabs on those guys. See what some of the other guys are doing. I know Big Mama Frank, Mercedes driver, very fast. He's got a few good results this season. Coming down to Parabolica now. Just one corner to negotiate. Back on the gas really early. It's gonna pay dividends down the straight. Jumps up to P3, the 19.726, just ahead of Kool-Aid Man, who is on his outlap. So, wonder if Frank is planning another lap here. He's got time. But as we said, wonder who else is on a lap. Knowles is invalidated. Chewy is heading back to the pits, and I believe Supreme, who is a new driver in AM2 from the EU side. So, he's just about to start a lap. As is Cheesehead. As is Kool-Aid Man. So these three are going to be coming in one after another. And Cheese, the winner last time out in Australia. Up marginally into Sector 1. Those big curves in the second chicane. Uses all of this curve on the exit. And a tricky couple corners in the two Lesmos if you're not careful. Especially getting the power down on this one. Nice and tidy through there. What is he going to be? Coming down to Ascari. He's lost a little bit of time. But he doesn't need to find... Oh, and a huge mistake, and that is it for Cheesehead in qualifying. Oh
Oh
no.
no.
He...
Not what he wanted to see going around there.
Huge snap oversteer into the last corner of Ascari, and he just could not control it. He is out of qualifying. J Supreme now coming to the line to set his lap. It's a 120.475, good enough for P11, so not bad for his, I'm not sure if that's his first lap or out or his second, but not bad for your second lap out, sitting P12 in your new tier, good job.
Ben just set a lap too, brings himself from 15th up to 6th.
Yeah, that's more of a lap time I'd expect from Cars Ben. He is a very quick driver and very competent driver, you have to say. He's, I believe, a defending champion in AM2 and the current championship leader, so that is nothing to snuff at, as they would say. But Obama Chicken still sitting in that lead pole position as it sits with 3 minutes left to go in qualifying. It is tight. It is tight as heck up at that front. 5 or so drivers sitting in the 19s. No name. Not quite on a lap yet, just winding up. Leave Grim
Looks
up
like
3/10.
Potty is just starting.
Potty just starting a lap. Grim is up 3/10 to the first sector. Ricky's already requesting a big "oh yeah" from Kool-Aid in the interviews. Oh, I was gonna say how is that not invalid, but Grim does in fact step a little too far over the line in Ascari, and that's the end of his lap. And Potty now, you said, was on a lap. Let's see what he can do through Ascari here. Where he's caught two drivers out already, Cheesehead and Grade 8. He keeps it together there. In the last 2 minutes of qualifying now, we are going to see cars coming out fast and furious and setting laps left and right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy track here at the end. I have to keep an eye out for cars, making sure people aren't getting in the way. It's gonna be tough to get those
Oh my
tires warm with all these people. Oh, what a lap!
3,000th of a second splits the top two right now with Potty on the top right now. 6:06 versus a 19:609 for Obama Chicken, who is probably thinking about coming back out if he hasn't already. I have to do it now. Big Mama Frank is on an outlap. Kool-Aid Man is on an outlap. I believe Kool-Aid Man might be the first in this top group of drivers in the fight for the pole position to set a lap.
Looks like Orlando is heading into Parabolica. I think he is on a. Oh no, he is not on a hot lap. He'll be going to set a lap right now as well.
Texas on an outlap. Grim, not sure where he's at. He might be just setting a lap right now. If he's not out of fuel. He is going to set a lap. Oh, 19.889. That is a decent lap there.
That is 3/10, not even separating the top 8 right now.
Yeah, it is tight. It is mega tight. I'm curious to see, because Obama Chicken has not left the pits. Potty is set a lap too late to go for another one. Jay Knowles goes P9. So Hood Kool-Aid Man is now abandoned his lap, going into Ascari, it looks like. It's up to Orlando, Cars Ben, Big Mama Frank in this last group of drivers to set something up. 20 seconds left before the checkered flag.
Yeah, Kool-Aid Man wants another shot at this. He is gonna have to get moving here.
I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he has the time. I can't see because of the
The
3 seconds
no,
left.
he is out.
He is not gonna make it to the line. So Kool-Aid Man is gonna sit with a 19.777. Call him Boeing. Who's first on track here? Because Big Mama Frank is
I believe
there.
Orlando. No,
Orlando
Bob.
pitted. Cars Ben.
Just going
Yeah, Cars
through
Ben is
second
behind Big
screen.
Mama Frank. So we'll stay on board with Big Mama Frank here, see what he can do. Orlando's now retired in the pits. Qualifying is over. Every car now is going to be finishing their final laps. A purple sector for Mama Frank there. I didn't see how much he was up, but that is a good sign. Are we going to see a flip of positions here? That's only a tenth he's behind right now as it stands. Coming to the line. And we're going to jump straight to Cars Ben as soon as he crosses. And that's a new pole.
And
19.2. What a lap. But can Cars Ben?
No, huge mistake from Cars Ben going into Parabolica, went deep off the track.
It looks like Grim is also just driving on the grass on the inside. I think he's completely out of
He's
fuel.
out of fuel.
It's not the best spot to be. I mean, there's not really any great spot to be when you're out of fuel. Especially not the middle of a corner.
Yep, and it looks like that is the end, I believe.
That is the end. Big Mama Frank coming from out of nowhere to take that pole position from Potty, but it was quite tight up until then, and he just laid the gauntlet down there with that last lap. You have to say 19.2,
Yeah,
over 3/10 clear.
that is a very, very fast lap.
19.6, 19.6, 19.6, 19.7. It is very close though between the top 10. Yeah, it's going to be A spicy race, only 1 second between the top 10, so, and even that, even less between 2 to 10, so we're in for a treat.
It's going to be an exciting race.
So, qualifying then. Big Mama Frank, pole position with a 19.229 potty P2 on the front row. Obama Chicken P3, Cheesehead P4, Good Kool-Aid Man P5 reserving, Orlando P6, Cars Ben P7, Grim P8, Jay Knowles P9, Texas Tornado P10, J Supreme P11, No Name P12, Raptors P13, Harrisplex P14, Captain Tito P15, Deathstorm P16, Chewy P17, and Grade 8 P18. And while we have a second here, I'm going to flip up a couple uh, standings that we have. There you go, the driver standings and the constructor standings. As of last race, you've got Cars Ben on top in the drivers with his teammate right behind them, and Harris Plex in third. Meanwhile, in the constructor standings, obviously with Ferrari being 1-2 in the drivers, it is them on top. Mercedes not too far behind, not in terms of the AM2 teams. It's their closest team. And is that Red Bull in third after a decent week in Australia? You love to see it. Yeah. Flip those off now. There we go. And now it's time to get ready for the race. What kind of predictions have you, Sean Boy?
That's tough.
We're looking for top three safety cars, any type of that nature,
I mean, from the race we had last night, I'm watching a little bit of the EU race this afternoon. Thinking there's going to be a handful of safety cars for sure. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna have to put Big Mama Frank on the top there. That quality lap is crazy. So definitely seems that he's got the pace tonight for sure. Um, I think Cheesehead's gonna stay right there in P2.
Well,
I
Cheesehead's
guess
in P4.
Cheesehead's in P4 right now. Sorry, I got the I'm looking at the standings as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I've got those pulled up on the side here.
Try to
But
influence your decision.
yeah.
Go with a hot hand. I mean,
Oh
Cheesehead
yeah,
is quick. You can't deny it. He's
yeah,
a good driver.
he's quick. And at P4, a lot can happen in this race. I mean, you seen from last night, we had a guy. I think was it Hood Kool-Aid Man who went from P12 to P2 to the end of the race there. So
Yeah, we had a few guys
he was moving.
come from nowhere. Excuse me. But no,
Yeah,
so you're going Frank, Cheese, and Kool-Aid Man? Where's that wrong there?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Frank Cheese and Kool-Aid Man. I want to see my fellow AM3 mate try and grab a podium here.
I honestly don't hate that prediction at all. I think that's a good prediction because I think Frank is definitely solid. He's definitely got the pace as we saw in qualifying. As we see the possible race strategies here, the one stop from the soft to the medium and the one stop from the medium to the hard. I did not see what the pit window was there, but we've got a variety of tires being used right now. Actually, all three. Top two on the mediums, 3 to 4 on the softs. Hood Kool-Aid Man in 5 on the mediums, Orlando on the softs, and then 7 down to 10 on the mediums. First hard runner, J Supreme in 11th. No Name, Raptors on the soft, 12th and 13th. Harrisplex on the hards in 14th, and the last runners all on the mediums. So every strategy is in play. Who knows what'll happen? We've got Big Mama Frank pulling up to his grid stall here. I think I like Big Mama Frank for the win. I'll take that as well. I think Ben will I don't know. I think Ben will be on the podium somewhere, and I think I like Kool-Aid Man for third. So I think we're just gonna switch Ferrari drivers, basically.
I mean, Ben has proven himself to definitely be a very, very fast driver here in the contest of speed.
Yeah. Oh, Cam's in the chat. Let's go, BK Sean Boy Comms. Let's go. Everybody's all lined up. This is a horrible camera angle. There we go. I'm gonna try to watch like somewhere a little bit further back in the grid here, because it's about to get crazy. And we are away for the Italian Grand Prix. Looks like everybody getting away decently well. Oh man, I can't see anything. Oh
Uh,
goodness. Looks like Car's Ben is all clean through there. It's actually not as crazy as I would have expected. Oh, and
oh,
actually there is a little
we've
bit of
got Captain Tito and
Harris Flex is all around in the grass, but Big Mama Frank retaining the lead. Cheesehead is pushing him though. He's gonna take it actually with those soft compound tires into the second chicane. So Potty losing positions to.
oh, we've got the Alphas take each other out and cause huge mayhem back at the
Oh
back
my
of the
goodness!
pack.
Oh my goodness! That is massive. That was a massive shot. Great Ape is out.
Alphas get
Raptors is out.
together going into the chicane there, cause absolute panic from the rest of the pack behind them.
That was crazy. So many cars were just across the track as soon as I switched, and we've got our first safety car in lap one. I think we're hitting the over tonight, gentlemen.
Oh, absolutely.
But so far, Cheesehead getting the jump on his rivals in the second and first. Let's see. Position changes. Yeah, Cheesehead making up 3 positions. Big Mama Frank obviously losing out 1. Orlando making up 3. Other than that, Deathstorm making up 5 up into P11, where you would say he calls that home, his second home. So that's good.
He does love to be in P11. I think it is his favorite.
So here we are with our first safety car, and Deathstorm's actually gonna pit. So I wonder, is he getting a new wing, or is he just making a strategic call right now? Looks like a wing
Yeah, he
change,
is putting a wing on.
along with Grim, along with Chewy, making their way out of the pits now. Ape, I feel your pain, buddy. And I feel the pain of Raptors. I am sure he is not gonna be too happy after that, because it's not the not the first race that I've seen him get just unlucky, an unlucky moment where he runs into somebody across the track and he can't do anything. In fact, I might have been the cause of one of those. So I I can't help but feel for Raptors right now being out of the race on lap 1 again. But well, we have a safety car here. I honestly don't know what to talk about. So Max won Japan. That's cool. Did you know that?
Max was a bullet all weekend in Japan. He came out of the gates flying and did not let off all weekend. It was a typical Max performance.
Did you see what's his oh yeah, well I guess his name is Max Verstappen, but he's gonna win this weekend on the sprint. Like he will never win a championship in a normal fashion, because it's gonna be on the sprint, because he'll have enough points by the time he wins the sprint to win the championship. So from the first
Yeah,
one
I
where it
mean, as long
was,
as he finishes P8 and up, right?
yeah, I think as long as he gets points or something like that, or I don't know, but it's a very good chance he's gonna win it in the sprint.
Yeah. Well, the first time I believe there's a champion crown during a sprint race, so that's cool,
I
I
wonder
guess.
I wonder if they thought of that. Like, I feel like you have to do, and a shitty, swear jar, as crappy as it might be, as unfortunate as it might be, you might have to do most of the sprint races at the start of the season.
Yeah,
Get them out of the way so it's not going to be like they crown a champion on that race. I just feel like that's kind of silly to me.
yeah. Did you see the interview with Max? When they mentioned that he could win in the sprint race,
I did not.
he he's like, yeah, that'd be quite nice, and team could enjoy ourselves. We'd just might be a little bit slower the next day for the race on Sunday.
Yeah, probably. There's a safety car in this lap. Did I miss that? It looks like it's peeling away from Cheesehead.
Yeah, Cheesehead back in the pack up, getting ready to try and get a good start off here, pull away from the pack.
Yep. Let's see what the Ferrari driver does. So we've got Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri in the top 5. For those of you that don't know who these drivers drive for. It's weird that I know that, but that is just being an admin, I guess.
Yeah, it's just good at his job.
Cheesehead pulls away. Looks like Orlando actually got a decent jump on Big Mama Frank. He's trying to break the toe. Oh, Hood Kool-Aid Man looking into the inside, but he tucks back in. And he's getting dive bombed by Car's Bed. Actually makes it stick. No contact there between the two drivers. So if it fits, it fits. And he's going to gain that position on Hood Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah,
Might have caught him napping there. Excellent move, I have to say.
it looks like Grim is falling back again. I'm not sure if there's some contact going into that first chicane, but he is definitely not having it so far tonight. A couple unfortunate events for him.
Yeah, the Alfa Romeo driver, excuse me. Uh, not quite enjoying this time. And Obama Chicken is
Oh
out!
no!
We have to see here behind Harris Flex. He is in the wall at the second Lesmos, and that is another safety car. And we are going to run out of topics, ladies and gentlemen. Alright,
Yeah, we could be in for another long race.
I'm going to need some help from the chat here. I'm going to call some of you out right now, honestly. Hey, give us some safety car. Oh no, Shane, give us some safety car topics. What are you up to, man? You're experienced in this field. Let's see if anybody jumps in the pits. Orlando actually does, so he's going to be the first of anybody to pit in the top few runners. As it stands, Cheesehead retains that position from Mama Frank, and Potty is in third as well. So, actually, Car's Ben made up a bunch of positions on that safety car restart. Back up 3 positions. Kool-Aid Man obviously lost out a little bit, but it looks like a few people pitted. And that gave him back a position. Cam's asking for favorite brand of maple syrup because we're Canadians.
Ooh.
If it's not Aunt Jemima,
That ain't even real syrup, bro. What are you talking about?
You're right, bro. It's not even real syrup.
That's so fake.
It is.
I don't know. It's tough. They're all just usually local.
Yeah, the ones I get are in like glass bottles and they're shaped like a maple leaf, and
Shape always shaped like maple leaves, bro.
that's when you know
Either
that they're
that or like the
slapping.
old school rum bottles.
Yes, yes, that is.
If they're one of those two, they're hitting
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. I can't lie, I was an Aunt Jemima kid when I was growing up, but
Oh, me too. Dude, pure maple syrup is so expensive.
it is.
Like, we may be Canadian, that stuff grows everywhere, but it's pricey.
The swear jar is so dangerous tonight.
It really
I
is.
I already swore once, and I almost did it again just now. But you get me talking about maple syrup, and I just can't hold it in,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. To answer my is goaded, you are right, Cam.
Cam doesn't even know if he has real maple syrup. Well,
It's different.
I'll send you
Very
some.
different.
Send you some in a little nice little package. Ricky, that is a conversation for another time. Also, like I feel like I could think of something to say about that, but I don't think this is the time or place. Can we see the tires? Absolutely. Good question. Yep. 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 Ooh, there we go. Cheesehead on the softs, leading the race. Big Mama Frank, all the way down to Captain Tito on the mediums. That is second to eighth. Deathstorm has left his house up to P9. And he is going on a little adventure here on the hard compound tire.
Yeah, he is up 7 positions right now. He is moving right now.
And he's doing good. He's doing good. We don't wanna bestow any commentator's curse on him. I know you're new to this thing, but you talk
Yeah,
about
that's
someone
true.
a
I
little
gotta be
too
careful
much.
here.
You talk
Yeah,
about someone a
gotta be
little too
careful.
much, and something happens, and they get very upset with you. And I speak from experience, and also being on the other side where I've been cursed.
Yeah. I'm sure one of the commentators had you in the top 3 last night, and
Oh yeah. Well, it's only Deathstorm rocking for us these days. He's the GOAT.
that is true. Man is very good at what he does in the stream.
Cheesehead. Another safety car restart. He is on those soft compound tires. You just gotta wonder how long will they go. We haven't really been racing, so I'm assuming they'll be good for another few laps, and he is gonna send it out of the parabolic return. Oh, and there's some action going on behind. Big Mama Frank under pressure from Potty. They make it through decently there. Carsbed not gonna make his aggressive dive bomb move as he did last time. The door was not open. Looking relatively clean behind. Some positions being swapped, but nothing major. Deathstorm maintaining ninth position, chasing down Captain Tito. The gap is not there for him yet. And there's a little bit of chaos going on behind. Jay Supreme battling it out with Grim and Chewy. Oh, and looks like Cheesehead has actually dropped it. He's hasn't fully lost control of the car. He's back on track, but he lost 6 positions there, down to P7 now. Knowles is finding his way ahead of him. Through Ascari, and there's another
Oh,
car off.
oh, Texas is off.
Texas is off. I see that. He's moving slow.
Managed to keep it together. Didn't lose too much time.
And he's battling it out with Jay Knowles right now, who just got past Cheesehead as well, who made a mistake. He's just taking every opportunity right now. Cars Ben looks to be heading this field, and he is getting swamped by Texas, swamped by Cheesehead. Almost 3 wide into turn 1. And Texas is going to hold on to P4 there. And nice defending. Oh, well, actually, he is attacking. Nice move from the Tornado. Yeah, Cam, this is the debut, and Tornado actually took that turn quite tight. I don't know if he was under pressure, but he was holding that inside line. Yeah, this is Sean Boy's debut. Jay Knowles fighting it out with Chewy now in his Haas-inspired livery. Oh, this is the tough part about a safety car race, is that it never spreads out for you to catch battles. It's just mayhem. It is just
There's
mayhem.
so much happening.
Yeah. Car's been... Actually, Texas is the head of this train with Cheesehead, Car's been Captain Tito, Orlando, all the way back to 15th. They've kind of, the top 3 is kind of split away. Potty pulling the fastest lap now. He's closing in. DRS is probably going to be active for the next part of the track. The detection point's too early on this one for it to be enabled. So the top 3 then pulling away from Texas, who is the head of the next train, which has the entire field.
It has the rest of the field with it. It's gonna be interesting once DRS hits. There's gonna be a lot of positions swapping around, I think.
Yep. And Kool-Aid
Or
Man.
if we may see a DRS train where everyone just kind of gets in a line and we see some long haul here.
Kool-Aid Man losing touch with the top 2. Potty has DRS going into Ascari. He's not gonna go for it here, looks like. Let's turn on the telemetry, see what ERS is looking like here. Looks like Frank is holding a little bit more, but interesting to note that he is underfueled right now as it stands. So he's looking for another safety car at least. Cheesehead's got to be coming in soon on those soft tires. Will Potty have the speed down the straight? He's going for it. On the inside. Nice and tidy there. Takes the position, but he is low on ERS. Big Mama Frank has the advantage there.
Oh, Orlando went for the overtake. It looked like it was going to be clean over Tito, but he goes deep into the first chicane. Loses the position out again.
Which is pretty excited that you're in the booth right now. Yeah, I know Which. Oh, Cheesehead fighting it out with Texas. He's not going to win that fight, and he actually loses the battle to Texas and loses the position to his teammate. Yeah, we could barely get him in the interview booth, but now he's decided, and Ben is off the track! Oh
Ben's
no!
off.
He's going to get swamped by
He's
Tito here as well. And No Name's retired. It's a safety car.
Another safety car.
And looks like Supreme has got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Chewy. So Potty actually took the lead earlier in this lap, and that is going to pay off for him. Because now the safety car is out, and he was completely out of ERS. And he is going to take that pit window now. That is a good call. Frank is in as well. Hood's in. Who is going to stay out?
I don't think anyone. Oh,
Orlando.
Yeah,
Orlando stayed out. And he is on, let's see what these tires are looking like now. He's on 6-axle both hard, so I don't hate that decision. That's he's still sitting pretty nicely right now.
Yeah, Chewy and Deathstorm stayed out as well.
Dexter on the 9-lap old hards. He's sitting P3 right now. So there's at least everybody behind is on the hard tire. It's not a situation like the end of the race where everybody's on the sauce about to swamp the hard compound, or is it?
Yeah.
Everybody is now kind of set in for their run to the end. At least that is from P4 down.
Yeah, well, Cheesehead and Harris are both on mediums. So they could.
Cheesehead could be looking for another pit.
Yeah, I mean, you may be able to stick out 16 laps on these mediums. You're gonna have to be careful towards the end of it.
16 laps plus it's going to be probably more like 14 by the time they get racing.
Yeah.
I think it's doable for sure. It's going to be slow by the end, but it's doable.
Yeah, I believe the pit window was 13 laps for the medium, so he shouldn't be too far off of that.
Yeah.
But the hards could really have some pace in them compared to those mediums towards the end of the race.
Definitely. Yep. I think so. So it's just going to be a matter of can those in the top 3 that have already pitted, mind you, so Orlando, Chewy, and Deathstorm, they don't necessarily have to pit again. They could theoretically run those to the end if they can make it.
Yeah.
But how long can they keep up with the ones that have already pitted? For what I would say is inevitably going to be another safety car soon. What is that? Is that a third or fourth? Must be our
That
third.
is 3. That's 3.
Yeah.
We saw what, 5 last night in the AM3 race?
I'm not sure. It was a lot. I was
That
one
was
of
a
them.
lot. Yeah, you were.
I got the
Yeah,
party
but I think
started.
you were the second, I believe, and it
No,
was 6 laps in.
I think I was the first. Oh no, there's a VSC, and then I got the first
Oh
safety car.
yeah.
Yeah, got the party started. Everyone's got to do it every now and then.
Yeah, well, I was one of those a couple weeks ago, so happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us. It certainly does. Orlando is at the head of the field now. The safety car is in this lap. He will have from now until the end of the lap to back the field up and decide what he wants to do. And with such a long straight, it's it's not the best thing to go super early on this track unless you know you can catch him off guard. It doesn't look like he is planning to do that. He's following the safety car pretty closely here. But we are down to 14 cars left. The AM2 Italian Grand Prix. And there
Plenty of
goes
lap to
Orlando.
go.
Yep, plenty of laps, and there he goes. Looks like Orlando got away decently, but the gap is starting to close as the slipstream powers on. He's under pressure now from MVD Chewy. Too wide into turn one, but Orlando with the confidence around the inside takes that position back. It looks pretty clean even through the back. Carsman and Captain Tito swapping positions, and Kool-Aid Man going too wide, and there's a Ferrari going across the track there. That's actually Cheesehead
Oh
getting a
no.
3-second penalty. What you said
Almost collided there.
was that the rejoin was a little tight there.
A little bit.
Hood Kool-Aid Man holding on to the P6 now. A lot of those guys just powering through there. It's Cheesehead making a mistake. Carsben is now the lead Ferrari. Deathstorm is off the track in Ascari. Barely keeps the car going in the right direction, but he is thankfully still alive. Unfortunately losing out to a few people, and he's now under pressure from Grimm, who is going to sweep in front of him in the Parabolica. DRS won't be active for another lap. Deathstorm won't have a chance to answer, but he's under pressure now from Captain Tito behind. Tito's taking a look. Possibly trying to force the mistake, but it doesn't work. Deathstorm holds it steady into the braking zone there, and he's maintains his position in P9 after that restart. Unfortunately dropping a plethora of positions, but it could have been worse at one point. He was looking a little bit loose in this car and going across the grass. Cheesehead making the move on Tito, who is getting pushed now from the Haas. Looks like Frank and Potty, or sorry, yeah, Frank and Potty are very close together here. Frank is going to make that overtake. Oh no, sorry. Chewy is going to make that overtake. And Potty is now...
Marty's coming back.
Yeah, Potty's under pressure from Big Mama Frank, so he's trying to make the move on Chewy. Looks like Potty's out of ERS. He swoops in front of Chewy, and Big Mama Frank's going to do the over-under, making that position on Chewy as well. So they have very neatly made their way past Chewy on the much older tires. Oh, Frank is under pressure now from who? Sorry, who is that? Chewy again, or it's so hard to tell with the color of the cars. I think that's Chewy. Big Mama Frank getting in front again. Just a Class A commentary tonight. Nothing
Yeah,
better than
very
this.
hard to tell. All these cars look different.
Big Mama Frank within 7/10 of Potty now, and Orlando actually made a decent gap there. Kind of second on the significantly older tires. Cars been all over the back of Hood Kool-Aid Man. With Texas there for company. Ooh, they're getting very close there. Ooh. Scared me.
There's 5 cars all very close to each other right there.
Yeah, Grimm is right behind it too. So let's jump on board with Chewy here, who's the lead of this pack. Hood Kool-Aid Man, gaining, gaining, gaining. He's gonna make the move. Oh, it looks like Texas is on the inside of Cars Ben. Or Cheesehead, or sorry, that's actually Grim. One of the red cars that's back there. I don't know.
Yeah, player cars, they need to, like, in Call of Duty with the little name bar over top of all the cars. They need to do
Yes.
that for these.
Yep. They do that in R Factor.
Yeah, they do. That's true.
Body now putting Orlando under pressure. But he doesn't have anything for him going into Ascari. It doesn't look like he wanted to overtake going in there. But that is
Yeah, he
gonna.
knows there's a very long straight coming up that he could very well get overtaken back on if he did go for that.
He is low on ERS and he wants that DRS down the straight. Now he's past the detection point. But it is tight between him and Frank. It is much more ERS and the slipstream.
Yeah, a ton.
It's 3 wide down the main straight. Oh my god. Big Mama Frank in the lead. Potty on the outside. Gonna be the inside for the second part, but he doesn't have the drive to get there. Big Mama Frank takes the lead of the race. 6-lap old hards. Orlando is now P3 after holding on to those guys, honestly, for much longer than I would have expected on older hard tires. But still sitting P3 right now. He's got Cars Ben for company. Where are the gaps that we want to see?
Looks like Tito and Jay Knowles are not too far apart here. See something go down on this DRS straight. Do have Jay Supreme right there in front of him as well.
Not enough speed for the Haas to get there. And it's lap 17 now, 11 laps to go, or I guess it's about to be 10 laps to go. We're just about to complete the next lap. And Big Mama Frank setting that fastest lap. Cheesehead making a move on actually not making a move. MBG Chewy is in the pits. 16 laps on those hards is enough for him. Deathstorm in the same position. 16 lap old hards now at the back of the field. And there's a yellow in Sector 1. Hood Kool-Aid Man, no. He took a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. I don't know what might have happened there. Maybe some contact forced him into the escape, but either way, he's got another 3 seconds onto his name. Pretty tidy for penalties as of yet, I have to say.
Yeah, not too much on the board for penalties, just Kool-Aid Man and Cheesehead. They're currently battling it out for P6.
Yep. You're on board watching that battle now. Kool-Aid Man out of ERS. Cheesehead sitting with a little bit more. Fortunately, Kool-Aid Man's going to have DRS on Grim ahead to help him defend, but will it be enough?
Could become a three-way battle here for P5.
360 kilometers an hour into the braking zone. Oh, and he's launching it around the outside. Cheesehead takes the move on Kool-Aid Man. Nicely done. The tire advantage there definitely showing. And it's only a matter of time before Kool-Aid Man starts to reel him back in. But it's an essential move for Cheesehead at this point, who is now chasing Grim down, who is on the same compound and same lap of tire as Kool-Aid Man was.
Yeah, Cheesehead's got a tough decision to make. He obviously wants to push and get these positions, but he's also got to be very careful with those medium tires trying to get to the end.
And Grim knows he's got the speed going into Ascari. Will he be able to hang on to the back of him to use DRS to protect himself from Hood Kool-Aid Man down the next straight? It's quite the little battle between these three for P5, as you said. Orlando not too far down the road, keeping Cars Ben company. So it is
Oh, it looks like Ben
versus
just deep too. Side by side going down the straight.
Orlando retaking that position with the older tires and the DRS. And Cheesehead did not manage to get that move done on Grim, so he's stuck behind the Alpha with Hood Kool-Aid Man for company. Big Mama Frank is checking out though. Body is also kind of checking out with the help of Orlando backing up Cars Ben and the others, but it is a 2 second gap from him to Potty, and then it's 3.5 seconds back to Orlando from Potty. So the top two just looking to keep it on the track for the next 8 laps or so. Cars Ben looks like he's putting pressure on Orlando, but not enough to take him into Ascari. I think it's now. He wants the move done now. He's got Grim closing in on him. Down the straight, into the first chicane. He's got the inside line. Looks like he's got the advantage into the first turn. And it is Carsman in P3, Orlando in P4 now. And how long can Orlando hold on with those tires sitting at 16 laps old at this point. Grim 6 laps fresher. Everybody else around him on fresher tires as well.
Yeah, will the 16 lap old Hearts be able to get the rest of the 8 laps?
That is a good question. Meanwhile, Destrom on 19 lap old hearts.
Oh.
I'm not sure who his strategist is, but might need a stern talking to after this race. That's if I was left out on 19 lap old hard tires, I'd be curious.
Yeah, they've got to be getting towards the end of their lifespan.
That's an accurate statement, I'd say. Orlando has still kept good company with the Cars Ben around that whole lap, despite having a slightly older tire. Orlando's pretty healthy on ERS as well. Front two, not bad on ERS. Looks like Ben
Yeah,
has the speed to hold him off here. We got a move. Texas Tornado is getting overtaken by J Supreme. So that's for P8. Lead Red Bull there. Looking for anything that he can take right now. Just to stay close to J Supreme. Maybe pull him a little closer to Hood Kool-Aid Man and get a position off penalties. You never know. And I think this battle for fourth is about to get spicy. Because Cheesehead, even though he's got a 3 second penalty, his Ferrari teammate ahead, making a sandwich with the McLaren of Orlando. Texas gets another, oh no, not another, but his first 3 second time penalty. A third of the night for the AM2 grid. Now let's just ride on board with, well, not on board. Let's just watch Cheesehead here. Down the main straight. Orlando has actually got some speed. And he is going to make the move. in the next turn. Cheesehead is actually
Oh,
gonna take a
Cheesehead's
look.
going. Doesn't want to.
Oh, Ben looks a little slippery through there. Cheesehead gets an excellent exit. Now nose to tail with him. Now what do you do if you're in this situation? Cheesehead obviously looking like he's a little bit quicker right now on those medium tires, but he's got that 3-second penalty.
That's not because he teammates with Ben?
Yep, they're Ferrari
Yeah, he is.
teammates. Yep.
Yeah, I assume so with the library there, but not up with my teammates as well as I should be.
Nope, nope. That's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you.
Yep.
They're teammates.
Yeah, so it's tough call because you don't really want to try and overtake him and slow your teammate down, especially with the 3 seconds. But at the same time, they do have a bit of a battle themselves at the top of the championship here. So
Exactly.
Cheesehead's definitely gonna want to get as many points ahead of Ben, try and regain some positions and that, get some points up.
And if a safety car were to come out, it would have to come out very soon here. Because we are getting to that point where safety cars just don't come out anymore. This may
Yeah,
be the fight to the end that we're looking at right now. And there's a nice little group formed behind J Supreme as well. Shouldn't shy away from that. Between Texas and Harris. Those three fighting it out for 8th place.
yeah, they've been nose to tail pretty much since the last safety car restart. They've been pretty close to each other.
Yeah, and Cheesehead just had so much more grip on the exit of the second chicane. Ooh, a voice crack. And he's been talking way too much the last hour. And he actually made the move into the first Lesbos corner on his teammate. So he is away now. It looks like he's got the pace, so maybe they can work together and just pull. Hey, Ricky, fuck you. Oh, I didn't mean to swear, but
Oh,
don't clip that. Aw, Ricky. Delete that.
Ricky.
He clipped my voice crack. Hey, that F-bomb was warranted. I'll pay the
Yeah.
swear jar for that. You deserve that. What a you know what.
With that, Grim has lost out on the DRS, so hopefully he can crawl back in, try and get those positions back.
Yeah. Just losing out a bit now, but Cheesehead looking all over the back of Orlando. Car's been not too far behind. Ricky. Well, I'd say the top two are just about solidified here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, unless something crazy happens here, I would say that's this is how the top two is gonna look. But anything can happen between 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly. Yeah, Grim is back in the DRS range again, so be a four-way fight
And Hood
here
is out!
again.
Hood Kool-Aid Man's out!
Oh no!
Out of Ascari! Let's ride
It's
on board with
too-
Chewie. It's too late for the safety car. No, Kool-Aid. So Potty's away. Frank's away. Cheesehead and Car's been fighting it out with Orlando and Grim for company. 2 laps to go here. Yeah, things you hate to see. Number one was that. Did not want to see Hood Kool-Aid Man dropping out of this race early. He was driving very well. Especially for someone who did pretty well last night too. Cars
Hey,
been Cheesehead looking aggressive on the back of Orlando. It's got to happen now for Cheesehead, don't you think? He's been saving battery. he doesn't want to do it now.
No.
He let
You
Ben
know,
by.
Orlando was quite low on battery compared to the other two. Compared to the other three there.
We got one lap to go. Oh, they're three wide,
Oh, three wide.
and the Ferraris now are gonna fight it out into the chicane. No, this might not be smart.
Oh no.
Grim has joined the battle. Cars Ben is getting swamped now. This was not the play. Neither of these guys have penalties behind.
Oh no.
Cheesehead does. But Cheesehead is going to be under tons of pressure, but he gets a great exit out of the chicane. Oh my goodness. This might have given Grim the chance to hang on to P4 here. Get rid of this camera angle. And it's a battle behind with Jay Supreme and Orlando now too. What does Cars Ben have down the back straight for Grim? Who Grim has been saving his battery for this moment. I don't think Ben's going to have it. We're going to jump on board with Big Mama Frank now as he comes across the line to take the Italian Grand Prix. Potty P2. Cheesehead is going to take P3 on track. And it looks like Ben is going to have to settle for P5 as Grim is going to take P4 on track. But after the penalties, he jumps up to P4 himself. Grim on the podium, which is what I was afraid of in that last little chicane battle, that it might have sent Ben too far back to be able to contend for the podium. And look how far Cheesehead dropped back. At the end of the day, Ferrari were running very far up in the grid, don't come out with a podium in their home race, which is unfortunate. But Jay Supreme in P5, Orlando P6, Harris Pulaski P7, all making a position thanks to Cheesehead's penalty, who is in P8, Jay Knowles P9, Texas Tornado P10, Captain Tito P11, MVD Chewy is P12, and I don't even know who the rest is. But what a race. Who was our podium again? Because we're going to have to get those guys into the Discord here.
We had Big Mama Frank taking the big victory there.
Big Mama Frank. I can add him. Oh, I have to plug my keyboard back in here really quick.
And we got Potty and Grim. That's our top three of the night.
There we go. While we are awaiting our podium. Oh, don't want to have my controller disconnected. That's not good. I will scan through the results here. Yeah, it's an issue when you have one cable to work your keyboard and controller, and you need both. Big Mama Frank, P1, with a dominant race, you would say. Potty P2 himself having quite the showing, pulling away from the field all on his own as well. Grim P3 from P8 on the grid. Cars Ben P4, Jay Supreme P5, Orlando P6, Harris P7, Cheesehead P8, Jay Knowles P9, Texas P10. Captain Tito P11, Chewy P12, Destorm P13, Kool-Aid Man P14, No Name P15, Chicken P16, and Grade A P17 and Raptors P18. I don't know if I'll be able to get through the race director in time, but there you go. If you need any penalties removed, there you go. And there we have it. The Italian Grand Prix.
It was an exciting race.
It sure was. Sure
A
was.
lot of stuff happened, a lot of battling. That group there, 5 cars, they honestly stayed hugged together for the entirety after that. Probably nearly the
Absolutely, yeah, it was good times. It was an exciting race. It was close throughout, but mainly because of the safety cars keeping it tight. But yeah, it was good. I'm about
yeah,
to
definitely
ping the top three, by the way. But sorry, what were you
Oh,
saying?
perfect. It's definitely nerve-wracking when the safety cars stack up like that. It's a lot to keep an eye on, but always fun. Always fun to have those battles, and in the long run, there it was always is they're tough. Stay focused, but a lot of cars had a lot of things to keep an eye on throughout the entirety of the long run.
Oh man, yeah, it was a pretty crazy race. It didn't seem too hectic in a turn one, thankfully for everyone, but it was quite intense throughout the race. So I hope you've thought of some insightful questions, Sean Boy, on your first trip to the commentary booth.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of that. I never even thought that the interviews there. It's been a minute since I've been in one,
Yeah,
so forgot we were even doing these.
yeah. You strategically avoid every podium interview that you've ever been invited to, but now you find yourself actually doing the
Yeah,
interviews yourself.
yeah. Yeah, you're right.
All
Hey,
right.
what's up?
What's up? Looks like we got two of our podium finishers here. So let's get started. Potty with the P2. I know how your race went in Australia, so you might be very pleased with that kind of bounce back. How would you say your race went?
It went good. Big Mama Frank's just too quick on you. Had some sketchy moments. My brakes, something was wrong with my brakes. I was losing the rear end the whole time, so just glad I survived.
Oof. Yeah,
I believe BK had an issue with losing the brakes a little
yeah.
bit
Don't talk to me about losing the rear end with the brakes.
too.
Yeah,
Oh man.
absolutely tried everything and nothing worked, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, preaching to the choir, man. Yeah. Well, good for you to keep it on track, even suffering through those types of conditions. So, it looked like you just kind of pulled away from the field along with Frank, but you couldn't keep up with Frank's pace. Any type of excitement in that race for you, or is it pretty straightforward?
Well, that turn one was kind of scary, but I'm glad we all got through it. So after that it was just smooth sailing. I mean, he was too quick. I didn't even try to get to him, so
Just maintain that P2. Well,
oh yeah.
that's a good result, anyways. I didn't see
Yeah,
who ended up
thank
getting
you.
who ended up getting fastest lap, but congratulations on the P2. John Boy, you got any questions for our friend Potty here?
I don't know. I don't think so.
All right, well, just a congratulations from Sean Boy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you had a crazy race. You were, I mean, for having brake issues like that, being able to pull away from the rest of the pack, I believe you finished 13 seconds ahead of P3, so
Oh,
you
Big
were
Mama
flying out
Frank helped
there.
me a little bit, couple of laps. So,
Yeah, I mean, safety car restarts being right there in the front of the pack probably
oh,
wasn't the
that
most
helped.
fun, being a little stressful. So how did you feel about going through a couple of those up at the front of the pack?
I think it helped being in front because some of the guys got caught out by it. I saw a couple of times when we pulled away, we had a massive gap in the back, so that kind of helped getting through turn one without the missiles incoming. So,
Yeah, you're right there. It's definitely not an easy turn to avoid the
oh man,
torpedoes coming in.
I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah, well, good job to you. Congratulations. You can breathe out now. 'Cause Monza's officially over, and
Yeah.
yeah, look forward to next week at Bahrain. We'll move on now to Big Mama Frank, who, and by the way, we haven't gotten Grim join the podium session, so we do not have P3. So that's why we're moving to our winner of the Italian Grand Prix, Big Mama Frank. Congratulations. Tell me, I know this is your first season in COS. Is that your first win or second this season?
Uh, Third,
Third this
I think.
season, yeah. See, I think
Maybe second.
Sean Boy and I both called you for the win. So, you could say we know what we're talking about at least when it
Yeah,
comes to
man
AM2.
was a lock.
You were an absolute lock. Minus, actually no, plus 250. We smacked that. But other than that, yeah, the start. How was it? Turn one, Monza is notorious for having crazy beginnings, but you made it through. How was the race for you?
Turn one was surprising. I had a really good start, so I think I was like 7/10 going into turn one. So I could just cruise through it. But I can't remember Cheesehead. I think it was who it was. Just like dumped his entire battery going into turn 4, so he got past me. I didn't. One thing I think the kind of what gave me an advantage this race was when I had, or excuse me, when I needed battery, I had it. So on that last safety car restart, when Potty restarted it and he started pulling away, he just kind of towed me along, just using all his battery. And then whenever I was able to get in front of him, I just dumped all of mine. I mean, for the most part, after that, after I kind of broke the DRS, after I think maybe 2 laps of being in front of him, we had pretty similar pace. Like I think it was like 2.5 seconds for like the entire race. So it was just simply because I had more battery than him.
Yeah, no, ERS management definitely is crucial, as it turned out today, it won you the race. So, I mean, what have you to say now? I know you're not necessarily leading the drivers' championship, but the 3 wins under your belt, you're looking forward to Bahrain. What do you think is possible with the rest of the season ahead of you?
I mean, I think it's gonna be fun. Like there are a lot of there are a lot of good drivers in this division that are fun to race around. Like I mean, like guys like Potty are fun. Um, Texas Tornado is another guy that's fun to drive around. Cheesehead, me and him have been going back and forth for like this entire season, so it's always fun. And the Ben guy, I think it's Cheesehead's teammate. He's fun to drive around too. So I don't know. I'm just having fun. I'm not too worried about everything. I'm gonna try my best, but I'm just here to kind of have fun. Um, I have another league I race over the weekend that I kind of put all my time into, and then this one I'll kind of practice a couple hours beforehand um, for because I work before it, and then I just don't really have a lot of time. But it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's super cool to hear. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and maybe that's the outlook you need to have to just be relaxed. You know, go in, just want to have fun, and that's how you win the races. So good for you, Sean Boy. You got any questions for our winner today?
I mean, first of all, congrats that you were dialed the entire race, man. It was flying.
Yeah.
But that quality lap on absolute rails. Walk me through that. You were flying.
So
Right?
we in my other league that I do, we did this track. I want to say maybe 2 or 3 or 4 weeks ago. I can't remember. It's been a while. Um, and when I was preparing for that, I kept struggling first with turn 1 and turn 4. Like I would just, it felt like I couldn't figure out how to. It felt like I was more of a passenger in the car going into the corner, and I couldn't figure out how to nail it. And then also in the middle sector on the 2 Lesmos, like I didn't realize I was over braking. I was basically going like 70-80% braking to each of those, and the car would just stall in the middle of the corner. But today in that in that last lap, or in those last 2 laps I did, I I pretty much figured out how to do turn 1 in a way that I hadn't figured out before. And then the 2 Lesmos, I figured out, oh, if I just tap the brakes, the car will go in. I can just carry more speed. Um,
Yeah, just really let it roll through that corner.
yeah.
But yeah,
So
you definitely figured it out. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He was absolutely flying on that quality lap. I think we were actually on board for that too, because I actually did a pretty decent job at paying attention at the top battle, and the your first banker laps were pretty telling at who was going to be in that fight. So it was a pretty intense quality battle between all of you, and then you just came in and laid down the gauntlet with your last lap. So it was pretty epic. It was fun to watch, and we had a good time. So congratulations on that win, and yeah, best of luck in the coming races, dude.
yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for doing this, by the way. You make this a lot of fun. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem, man. Yeah, we had a fantastic time today. Honestly, first time in the booth for Sean Boy, and absolute pleasure to share it with him. So, thanks for joining me, Sean Boy. You did amazing. Well done.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for bringing me along board tonight. Hopefully, you may be able to do this again.
Yeah, well, you never know. Whenever AM2 needs to fill in, we'll be there. Cam, thanks for letting us do this, and hopefully you'll be back next week with all your issues sorted. And But yeah, from the booth, this has been BK and Sean Boy, your AM2 sorry, AM3 constructors champions, defending champions, in the booth, and we have EU2 tomorrow as well as AM1 tomorrow night. So that's EU2 at 9 p.m. UK and AM1 at 9 p.m. Eastern, and EU1 the following day. And we'll see you next week. Peace.